day that the world changed. It's not that deep. Holy moly, they're exactly like me. Pinky promise you won that one. Who cares what people think? My favorite part of life. First of all, fake fans. Second of all, get to know. I have a grievance with you all. Two sisters. Is your why? It's scary. My kneecap shattered. They're not my only friends. Sucks to hear it. How do you stay motivated to run? If I think about it for too long, I will cry because I'm picky. My job at the moment. Hi. Happy freaking New Year. If you're new here, hello. If you're old here, hello. 2026. I am excited. We got big things coming. Big goals, big dreams, big stuff. Also, for anyone wondering, the New Zealand vlog is being edited. There is just a lot of content and it's taking me a really long time. Because it's taking me a really long time to edit, I'm going to start with a Q&A and a reintroduction, I guess. And I think that that's actually a better way to start the year anyways. So, blessing in disguise. I think it would be really fun to do a Q&A often, like regular Q&As. So we'll start the year with this one and then maybe in 3 months time we'll go again because life changes, things change, I change, and my answers would probably change too. So I think we should do regular catch-ups, but let's just start with January 2026, see where we're at. So, hi. Hey guys, my name's Lani. Please do not call me Lani. I don't know anyone who calls me Lani. I go by Lani, Barnes, Banani, Barnes, Lani Barney, Lani Lou, Lulu, Lou, Elrod. I think that's all the nicknames I can think of. Yep, that's me, that's my name. I'm 21 years old, turned 22 in July. 9th of July 2004 was the day that the world changed and I was brought onto this planet. Okay, small talk, stuff to get out of the way. This feels like a first date, but anyways. Favorite color is blue. Favorite animal is giraffe. Favorite movie is Interstellar or Mamma Mia. Two completely different movies, don't come for me. Two sisters, one younger, she's 14, I think, and one older, she's 25. She also has her own children, so I'm actually an auntie. I guess that's another nickname I have, Auntie Lani. Favorite Auntie Lani is what I prefer to go by, but it is what it is. So let's get into your questions. I put a question box, an anonymous question box, on my TikTok story ages ago now, and got some questions and they were anonymous, so I can't see who has asked what, but I've just written down on my notes app all my most asked questions and we're gonna go through them. How old are you? Done! You can tick that one off. Where do you live? At home. Where is home? I'm sure that's a question. Yeah, it is. Home for me is Bundaberg. If you don't know it, I'm not going to tell you to get to know it. Technically, I actually live in Bargara, which if you do know Bundaberg, Bargara is a much nice part of that area. I live at the beach. Possibly one of the most beautiful places in the world, in my opinion. I love it here. It's an amazing place to run. There's turtle season, which is my favorite part of living here. But in saying that, I will not be living here for much longer. Before the end of the year, hopefully a lot before the end of the year, hopefully in a couple months, I will be living in the sunny coast. Pinky promise you on that one. Yeah, just purely because I am never home. I'm always in the sunny coast, in Brisbane, in the Gold Coast. I've always got something on, and yeah, it's crazy busy, and it would just be easier if I didn't have to drive all the time. For reference, sunny coast is 3 hours away, Brisbane 4, Gold Coast 5. It's a long way to go, and I do day trips, and I try and make it all work, but sometimes the drive does get to me. So that's why I'm going to move. I also just want to be closer to my friends. The lifestyle there is what I dream of, and there's also way more opportunities for me and my socials, and this kind of life that I love. And yeah, maybe in the next Q&A I will have a different answer. My job at the moment, I'm just going to start with what it is now. I'm a casual relief teacher aide. I do casual relief at one school, and school hasn't gone back yet, but by the time when it does, I will not be getting a whole heap of work in that field because it's the first term. Teachers aren't taking leave, they're not going on holidays, they're not even calling in sick. It's going to be really quiet, but this was a choice of mine. I've chosen to be a casual relief teacher aide purely because I like the flexibility of it, and like I said, I don't know where I'm going to be living, so what's the point of committing to a full-time contract and then 3 months down the track I'm ready to move, but I can't because I'm locked into a job. So yeah, that is why I've chosen this path. It's scary, and I'm very, very insanely grateful to have my social media to fall back on for a job, and I would love for this to be full-time, but it is not that yet, definitely. So yeah, I'm very grateful for every single one of you who watches my videos and likes my videos and uses my codes and whatever else, because if it was not for you, I would not have this flexible lifestyle. So thank you. And yeah, mind you, I love my job. My job is going to be the hardest part about moving. Already making it casual instead of full-time, heartbreaking, and then having to leave my school. If I think about it for too long, I will cry, so we're just gonna move on. Am I still in uni? I guess, kind of. I have deferred. If you don't know, I was doing primary education at university, studying to be a teacher, but I have deferred. I deferred halfway through 2025, unsure whether I'll return, if or when. I don't have much to say on that, except I'm just unsure, and I just didn't want to be working towards something that I didn't even know if I wanted anymore, so I just put a hold on it, and if I decide later down the track I want to go back, then I can, and if I don't, then I don't. So yeah, it will all work out. That's all I'm gonna say, because otherwise I'll be speaking for 20 minutes on uni, and we don't need that. So anyways, my running journey. I had a pretty significant injury in my senior years of high school. I don't know why. I wouldn't say I was overdoing it in sport, but my knee just completely was not okay with the amount of sport I was playing, and my kneecap shattered is, I guess, I don't know, I can't remember the scientific term for it, but it shattered and needed to be glued back together, and now I have nuts and bolts and whatever else in there, which is kind of cool. I'm half robot. And anyways, in that process I was told that I'd never be able to run again, and really I started running because I wanted to prove some people wrong, and I did. But mind you, it was not an easy journey. I am not one of those people that picked up running and was instantly good at it. I would love to be, but holy guacamole, no. Oh, my camera's gonna die. Let me see if I can get through my running journey. There's a 4K loop at my house, and my goal for so long was just to be able to do half of it, get to the drink tap, run the 2Ks to the drink tap, and then stop, and then run home. And that was my goal for so long. And then ticked that one off the list, and it's just gone from there. Then I did get a stress fracture. And then after the stress fracture, I realized I needed to stick to a plan, because just running willy-nilly and all over the place was just causing injury. So I signed up to the Melbourne Half Marathon and trained for that while I was living on a snow mountain, and trained for it on a treadmill. And then yeah, ran the Melbourne half and got addicted to racing, and now running is my whole life, and race days are my favorite days of the year. So it's taken a lot, and I started off slow, and I started off by hating it, but here we are now. It's now my favorite part of life. My camera's about to die. Hold on. We're back. Hopefully I can make the rest of this video before it dies again. How do you stay motivated to run? I guess that's the same kind of vibe. I sign up to races. I like to have a goal, and as soon as I have a goal or a race, or you know, a race, a time, a distance, whatever, there is no option to be skipping my runs, because I want to achieve my goals. So motivation is not always there, and it sucks to hear it, but discipline really beats motivation. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm not motivated to go for a run every day. Probably more days than not. I am not motivated to run. I get out there and I do it because I have goals. And I also find it way easier to be on a plan because it really just takes the thinking out of it. You do not have to think. You just wake up, tells you what you're doing, you do that. No time to not be motivated. I also think with that though, your circle is so important. So the people I live with, my parents are both runners, my friends are runners, my circle, everyone is training for something. So it's just part of life. You just get up and you train even when you don't want to. So yeah, I would say that's how I stay motivated to run. But I also enjoy it, so it's one of my favorite parts. Even when I don't feel like going for a run, I know it's going to make me feel good afterwards. So I chase that feeling of feeling accomplished and like you've achieved something. So I get out there and I do it even when I don't want to. Okay, also guys, I have a grievance with you all. Why was my most asked question about boys? I got 50 million questions about, do you have a boyfriend? Why are you single? Are you in a relationship? I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's not that important. It's not that deep. For me, this is how I view relationships. A relationship is not and will not be the most important part of my life. It is not my whole life. It isn't, my life does not revolve around a relationship. I love my life and a relationship is an addition to that. So that's how I view relationships. Why am I single? Because I'm picky. My life is so freaking busy. Honestly, having time for a relationship, difficult, but the right person will fit into my busy lifestyle. And yeah, it's meant to be, it will be. Do I live with my fam? Yep, I live with my mum and my dad and my little sister. Have you ever struggled with food? I think that this is a universal struggle for females, and I am definitely lucky in the fact that I did not struggle as much as a lot of people I know and a lot of people close to me, but I've had my ups and downs with food, and I'm very comfortable with how I view food and my relationship with food now, but it has not always been like that. I think my relationship with food has transferred into my relationship with my training, and I now, like I said, have so many goals, and I know that I can only achieve those goals if I fuel correctly. So food for me has now become an aspect of achieving my goals, just like going for a run has become an aspect of achieving my goals. Just a component of my training. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Plans for Laps with Lani. If you don't know what Laps with Lani is, first of all, fake fan, second of all, get to know. Laps with Lani is my run club, and yeah, I got big plans. I put a question box on my story the other day on my Laps with Lani Instagram account and asked where you guys would like a run club, and I have some big plans, some big goals, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to grow. My favorite thing about Laps with Lani is that I get to meet all of you guys, and I just feel like we have such a strong community, and it's just, I just leave every run club just feeling so full of energy, and my heart is just bursting. And so I hope I can do a Laps with Lani with everywhere and with everyone. But yeah, stay tuned because I am unsure exactly what those plans are yet. I'm kind of just rolling with it. But yeah, where I go, Laps with Lani goes. Tips for making friends in your 20s. And I also, tips for making friends with your 20s and how did you meet all your friends. So, the friends that I'm going to assume that you're referring to are the friends that you see on my TikTok and my social media all the time. But they're not my only friends. I've got friends everywhere. One of my best friends lives in Melbourne. Her name is Rachel and I love her. Rachel, if you're watching this, I love you. And I met her when I did a ski season in Melbourne. And yeah, and then my friends that you are all referring to, I met through run club. So I went to Grace's run club, and that's where I met her and Brie. And then I came back and I met Grace Singleton and Phoebe. We all signed up for an event together, and yeah, it just kind of went from there. They went from complete strangers to now being one of the most important parts of my life. And I would only have met them, the only reason I met them is because I put myself well and truly out of my comfort zone. Holy moly, I did not want to go to those run clubs. Like, I did so badly. But it was freaking scary. So scary. And I'm the type of person that when I'm not comfortable, I'm mute. So not only did I have to go to those run clubs, I had to conversate. It was a terrifying process, but paid off in the end. So all I can say is tips for making friends. Put yourself out there. Be you. 100% you. And your people, you'll find them. Often find myself just feeling very grateful for those people and for myself, for putting myself out there. And my friends know me better than most people, and I've only known them for less than a year, which is ridiculous. But yeah, they're my people. And I think also when you find your people, you know, because I walked away from that first run club I went to and I was like, holy moly, they're exactly like me. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Be you, put yourself out there, and the right people you will find. I promise, I pinky promise, stamping it. Dream vacation, Africa. Anywhere I can see a giraffe, anywhere I can touch a giraffe, yeah, get me to Africa. I'd also love a Euro summer. Going on holidays is my favorite thing ever, and going to different countries and experiencing different cultures, so I'd really just like to go everywhere. Dream event to compete in. Well, goal-wise, my dream event, my Roman Empire, is completing a full Ironman. But my dream event, which I think would be really cool, is the Honolulu Marathon, because I'm obsessed with marathons, and doing any international marathon would be a freaking dream, but Honolulu would be beautiful. Fave running shoes, Asics Super Blast, but I will say I've only gotten onto the Asics recently as of 2025. Prior to that I was a New Balance girl, New Balance Fresh Foams, but now once you go Asics you don't go back. Yeah, best shoe ever. So thank you Brie for putting me on that, Brie and Grace. What advice do I have for people starting their running journey? Stick with it, stay consistent. It's gonna suck, and for most people it's gonna be really hard, and you're gonna feel like quitting and giving up and throwing in the towel. But I promise you it gets easier, and you get faster, and you improve if you stay consistent with it. I'd also say join a plan, even if it's just a 5k plan or a 10k plan, or you know, just set yourself a goal, find a plan for that goal, stick with that plan, and the rest will follow. How did you grow your social media? I wish I could sit here and say, oh, I just had this one video and I blew up and it's just the rest is history. No. I started posting on socials maybe consistently last year is when I was really consistent with it, but I started my social media account when I finished high school, and I had a TikTok account and was nervous to post on there, so I just started a new account, started from scratch, started from zero followers, and just posted me, posted about running, posted about baking, posted about all the things I loved. And slowly it has grown to what it is, and I'm glad it's been slow, because if I had blown up, my followers would just be people who have seen one video and press follow, whereas now I have a community of people who support me and are amazing, and I'm so lucky. So I wouldn't change it for the world, but it has taken a lot of hard work. Oh, my camera's gonna die again. Yeah, it's taken a lot of consistency and I've learned a lot of lessons. Number one being you have to be yourself. Tips for people starting social media, I would say it's going to be scary, but just do it. Who cares what people think? The people that are judging you are not the people's opinions you care for anyways. If someone is sitting there judging you, that is their own problem. They got their own stuff to work out. So just do it. My camera died again, but I don't have time for it to fully charge. So we're going to rapid fire these last few questions, and because I gotta go. What is your why? I'm unsure about this question. Is that like why I run? Because I run because I love it. And I love the feeling of accomplishment. I love feeling like I've achieved something. I love proving myself wrong. I could go on. Why do I do social media? I do social media because, well, I enjoy creating content, I enjoy editing content, and I also enjoy creating a community. I feel like I just get so much positive feedback in my comments of you guys saying that I've, you know, been some sort of inspiration, or, you know, made you smile, and that stuff makes me really happy. And I believe that smiling fixes everything. You are not fully dressed without a smile, and if I can make someone else smile, then that's pretty freaking special. Rank your friends from most favorite to least favorite. I know who sent that question in, and they're going to the bottom of my list. Just kidding. All my friends I love equally. I did get told once that I throw around the best friend word too much. To me, a best friend is someone who I love a lot, and so I would say that all of my friends are my best friends, and I do not believe that you have to have one best friend at all. That would be sad if I could just give that title to one person. Oh, no way. All my friends are my best friends and I love them all, so no such thing as too much. My workout split. I think I'll do a YouTube video on this, but it's a little bit different to what it was because I've now started training for HIII, but I run 4 times a week. I do a long run on the weekends, I do a speed session, I do an easy run, and then sometimes that 4th one is another tempo or an easy or whatever runner gives me. And then I swim 2 times a week because my dad swims 2 times a week and I keep him company, so go with him, go to the pool, do some laps. I gym 3 times a week, and I walk pretty much every afternoon. So that's that, but I'll do a YouTube video on it if you would like, because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Goals and dreams for 2026. Oh, that deserves a whole video on its own. I'm ready for 2026, but equally I am not completely changing who I am as a person. I am going into 2026 with goals, but these are goals that may not be achieved by the end of 2026, but I'm working towards them. But I do have a few running goals. I want to be faster. I'd love to do some sort of crazy epic ultra marathon kind of vibe, or do a triathlon. You know, I just want to do something different, something crazy, something out there. I have heaps of goals. My goal, I guess, for 2026, my number one is to be me and let that work itself out. So, meaning the people, the opportunities, the work, it's all gonna happen because I'm gonna be me, 100%. And it's all gonna be meant for me, and with that, I'm not gonna compare because my wins are important and I'm gonna celebrate every single one of them, even if they're this big. And that brings me to the end of my Q&A. So I hope you had as much fun as I did. I feel like we're on a first date, but I'm the only one speaking, so awkward. But yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know and we'll do another updated Q&A every 3 months or whatever, if I can remember, and see what's changed. But yeah, this is me, this is where I'm at, and thank you for being here is a huge thing I want to say. I am so grateful for you all. Like, I literally love you all and would love to give you all a big fat hug. And I'm excited for this year, and I'm excited for what's to come, and yeah, I hope you stick around and Bring it on. Goodbye, my 2B woobers.